Jungkook and Van finally bid goodbye to Yoongi and his family before getting into the car. For some unknown reason, the car ride was silent. Jungkook was quietly driving the car, glancing at Van time to time. Van, who was struggling to figure out something, finally broke the silence between them. Jungkook, let's have a baby. Are you sure you are fully awake? Are you aware of the matter you are asking for? I just wanted to confirm if you are speaking in your dreams. Obviously, Jungkook's mind was shaken. Van nodded her head immediately. Yes? Then why? Why do you want to have a baby? Jungkook asked her. You must have a reason, is it Junior? So, Jungkook, you don't want to have a baby with me? Van asked him back. Have I ever said that? I just asked you, why do you want a baby? Is it Junior? Jungkook repeated as he realized Van gonna misunderstand if he doesn't clear the conception. Junior is cute, he is adorable, I would love to play with him all day long, but he is definitely not the reason why I have asked you for this. Van cleverly avoided the real reason. Jungkook. So, John Van, do you think you are efficient enough to take care of yourself? I mean, you are asking for a baby, but all I can help you by the seeds only. You have to go through all the procedures, all the hormonal changes. I would barely be able to help you, but a baby is not a joke, Van. And yes, I would love to take care of you throughout all our pregnancies. I have no intention to force you to go for work every day. I would love to spoil you, but first you need to learn to take care of yourself. So you think I'll be a terrible mother? Van scoffed. No, I just requested to learn how you should take care of your own self. You are very much eligible to take care of others. You are good with babies, and I never doubted you. You will be very responsible as a mother. All I'm trying to say, please take care of yourself. Jungkook tried to justify his point of view. So I can't count on you. Will you not take care of me? At this point, Van was literally arguing. The car stopped in front of their little nest. Van glared at Cook before stepping out of the car. Jungkook noticed that and was completely clueless what was revolving around her mind. Cook parked the car and headed into their home. Quickly slided into his slippers, he walked towards the living area where Van was scrolling her phone. Wifey, look at me. Jungkook called her. Van turned her face and made an eye contact with Jungkook. I got my answer. Sorry. He walked towards the couch where she was sitting comfortably and grabbed her arm a little forcefully. But I haven't got the chance to question you. It's unfair. Van tried to remove his finger's grip from her arm. For your kind information, Mr. John Jungkook, I don't necessarily need any other man to have a baby if I really want to have a baby. I didn't ask you for fancy dress, fancy bag. I don't put on makeup to prove myself prettier. I have never asked you for a favor in my work, though my husband is the CEO of that hospital. It doesn't mean I don't have any wishes. I can't have wishes? Isn't it normal for a married woman to get pregnant, have babies? At the end of the day, I have my own desires too, Cook. Cook tucked her hair behind her ear before embracing her. And love? I love your these qualities actually. And both of us know that we can make our babies without each other's help, but at the same time, both of us know that we will be happier if we cooperate each other in this particular process. So, wifey, look at me. Cook touched her chin with his fingers and made her to look at his eyes. What? For some unknown reason, one felt choked emotionally. Jungkook, when I would love to create little bunnies with you, but before that, I want to ask you one question. Please be honest with me, wifey. Definitely, there is some cute reason behind this. You asking me for baby? Yeah, of course, it's normal, but I want to know the actual reason behind this. Are you tensed about the DNA test? When? Yes, I'm tensed about the DNA test, but that's not the reason. But don't ask me the reason, it's cringy. You told me to be honest, so I answered you honestly. One tried to broke the embrace, but this time Cook didn't allow a single air bubble between them. Jungkook, I would love to explore the cringy you. When? Are you sure you want to hear it? And promise me you will not tease me. Jungkook placed a peck on her forehead. Promise, wifey. When? Actually, last night I was thinking about the DNA test, and obviously, what would happen if it comes positive or negative, and I wanted to calm down. You were sleeping peacefully, so I thought if I make you a little excited, then compared to you, I'll be calmed. And I started teasing you, and when you, Jungkook, when I, what did I do? Obviously, he teased her. He wanted to hear from Van. Van, you actually, when you, I mean, not you, it was me. I mean, to say that first you adjusted my body, and as you were comfortable with the position, and then I did the next steps. Jungkook, why are you hesitating? It's not like you have fed me for the first time. Van closed her eyes and hid her face in his embrace. Jungkook, it was awesome, Van. You know, in my dreams, you were kissing me in the same way, and it felt freaking real. Did I bite you? Hard? Van? Wifey? Van, look at me. Did I bite you? Look at me and answer. Jungkook demanded while trying to achieve an eye contact with Van, whose face was all red. Van refused to make an eye contact with Cook but shook her head. No, you didn't. Jungkook, being a little nervous internally. Wifey, look at me. How were you feeling? Did I made you uncomfortable? Talk to me. We should talk freely about these things. I need to understand you and your cravings, about your comfort, your discomfort. Van, I liked it. Jungkook, what were you thinking when you were babying me? Van, I just thought of having my own baby who would give me that oxytocin reflex. When I didn't feel the cravings to feel you inside me like I wasn't, yet it was so good. All I could think about those babies who latches and gulps I badly craved for hours. One finally confessed. Her red earlobes proved that she was embarrassed enough after that confession. Jungkook, look at me, Van. Wifey, look at me, love. Van hesitated a little but slowly raised her face and made an eye contact. It wasn't cringy at all, and I loved it. The way you struggled in your life. I guessed I would never be able to ask you for having a baby, and I thought it would completely be your decision to make family with me without feeling any pressure come suggestions from others. After learning and practically dealing with many kind of criticality, when you are ready, of course, I will help you in every possible way. Jungkook pecked on her forehead. When, thank you for noticing me back. I thought, Jungkook, I still think that we need to shower before we would start working on our future planning. you under the warm shower. What could be better kickstart than this? When it's freezing December, Jungkook, and the last day of the year. It has always been considered as dry day to me. I have never hurt my soul by bathing or showering on this special day after completing my middle school. Jungkook, how many guys have you dated since your middle school? When the question is inappropriate, cutie John. Nobody dated me. Jungkook, stop. Can't you be a little romantic? When on a dry day, I just won't take shower and I would have to take a shower after my shift. So why are you forcing me? Jungkook, if I say I wanna check, I don't wanna feel guilty cause I don't know whether I have beaten you there. When I have told you, Cookie, you didn't. And I'm thinking to skip the shower schedule on the first day of the new year too. Jungkook, so I have a special offer exclusively for you. I know you like the water hot as hell. I will help you to dry your hair and before that I will let you to decide what do you want to eat. We need to place the order before going to the washroom and help me to clean my back. When aren't you indirectly saying to take bath? Why cook? Jungkook, this year I met you. I got married multiple times to the same bride, same stubborn you, and want to spend the rest of my life with you. I can adjust with the temperature of water as I want to enjoy my marital status. When blushed. Cook, stop! Jungkook. Indeed, there is a being all sweaty. It attracts me. It's completely your choice when you want to go to the bedroom directly or after a cute shower gap. When gulped. Showering is sounding better. That's my girl. He took her into his arms and carried her in bridal style to the washroom. Carefully placing her on the countertop, he took off his clothes one by one. Only you have this authority to say me like this, wifey. He smiled. I'm a doctor too, wifey. Let me check what I have done yesterday. Grabbing the hem of her t-shirt, he gently pulled that upward. Throwing that into the laundry basket, his hands moved to her. Don't move. Let me check. One breathed heavily as his cold fingers touched her already sensitive part. He carefully examined. When these are absolutely fine. Thank God. When tried to cover but restricted her from doing that. I thought I will not be able to taste this today. Wen's face was all red. What? No. Jungkook. Okay, we will have our shower first. He grabbed the elastic waistband of her sweatpants and pulled them down and made her stand under the focus of the shower. You were courageous enough to tease me last night. When your sleeping posture was filling my desires, my fantasies, whatever last night happened, I wanted to be happy. Don't make me addicted by teasing me. Jungkook busied himself in the cleaning process. I would love to supply you the oxygen. Hey, what do you want in your birthday? When you and food cooked by you? Jungkook, I can fulfill your second wish if you agree to heat up the food after taking it out from the refrigerator. When you will not be here? Jungkook, business tour? When? For how many days? Jungkook, 2 weeks. Jungkook, upset? When? No. Jungkook, really? You were not upset? You're supposed to be upset cause your husband would not be here for 2 freaking weeks and it's your birthday, first birthday after marriage. When? I know, birthdays will come next year too and I don't actually celebrate so much, so I'm not gonna be upset for that and it's work. your work, which I don't understand, but I had the idea that you might have to leave. You might not be able to be my side every day. Jungkook, you know when? So much maturity. No, not maturity. The proper term would be practicality. You would not calculate everything on the basis of practical circumstances. You must be demanding to me. When? Okay. She rinsed down the foam from her hair and stepped out of the washroom, wrapping a towel around her body. Jungkook kept looking at her movements, waiting for her reaction. After rinsing down the cleansing foam from his body, he stepped out of the washroom, took his time to dry his hair, and put on a regular t-shirt and sweatpants. Though he didn't utter a single word, but in his mind all he was thinking about Van. He was pissed off at Van for not demanding, not requesting him to stay with her, for not regretting, for not upsetting. Cause he is not going to be able to stay with her on her very first birthday after marriage. He got dressed as he planned to go office a little earlier. But as soon as he entered into the bedroom, he saw Van laying on the bed with wet hair. Jungkook, wanna take a leave? Being CEO's wife, you are not going to have extra leaves. Van was going to reply immediately, but multiple sneezes stopped her from replying immediately. Someone promised me to help, though it was my dry day. I took the shower cause I was melted by someone's puppy eyes. I know I'm stupid. I just trusted someone who is now all dressed up and pinning me to leave the house earlier to prove myself a dedicated employee. Wen taunted him. Jungkook grabbed her waist and made her to sit. I have told you, you can be upset. You must be vocal when you are upset. You can argue with me, but if you step out from the conversation without uttering a single word, how would I figure out the whole situation? When I just don't want to blow dry my hair. Jungkook took a dry towel and started drying her hair. I have never doubted the doctors as the CEO. I have never doubted in your ability as a doctor, as my wife too. Van, Cook, can I demand you something? Jungkook frowned. Hope you are not gonna asking for stars and moon? Van, I want to live a very normal, regular life. Jungkook, it's your birthday, man. It's your life. I would love to live a normal, regular life with you too. When, Cook, you brightened my life. I had been too slow in my life. There was a phase when I used to close my eyes, put on the noise isolating birds, soft music, and I used to dream. I dreamed about a happy family where I actually was important. There was a time when I could only dream, and at this point, I'm just afraid, feeling too fragile, scared of being shattered like glass. Jungkook, so you are nervous about the test results? When you just told me that you are not going to be here. I know it's work, but it makes me feel like I'm standing behind myself in line, all alone. Jungkook could feel one's urge of crying. You can cry, cutie. When, Cook, I was always jealous of Miss Kim. We had studied in same school, had lived in same dorm, but not in same room. One weekend when everyone's parents came, my parents came also. Miss Kim was running towards her parents, being excited, and she stumbled. Her father rushed and took her into his strong embrace, giving her the secured, protective feeling. I have never felt that sense of security as a kid. To me, it was the home, and even in the middle of the dormitory, her father, her mom gave her the security of home. I want to be somebody's home before shattering into infinite pieces. My childhood was ended that day when I lost my parents. I used to see my friends' parents giving them advice the way they lived on their own principle. They actually didn't want to see their children struggling, and I don't know why I'm feeling guilty for my adoptive parents. I guess I have never loved them back the way they have always loved me. Mom had always stuffed money when I bid her goodbye. I'm grateful for them, though I have always refused to take the money. I have seen her smile fading. Jungkook, shh, you are overthinking. Your parents are proud of you and we will make our own family, but before that, you must know one thing. You are my home, Van. You are so excellent in each and every aspect. You have never expect anything in return when you pour your full heart in learning something out of your comfort zone. You have become my home. Jungkook, you have always asked me why I chose you when Miss Kim is prettier than you. She has her own royalty, but you know why you are unique? You have always respected yourself and you gave more respect to others. You have always poured your soul when you wanted to be successful. Your knowledge, your skills, along with your dedication, made you successful, wifey. I am so proud of you. I feel stable for your existence in my life. When? So Miss Kim is prettier? Jungkook. Yes, she is prettier, but that pretty woman is not suitable for Chon Jungkook. This woman in my lap is specially molded for me. You should remember that. Now get ready, we will go a little early today.